to Sierra Leonean government is faithless. So he can't run for president because section 45A of the Constitution says to run for president, you get for his union. And when one will turn to the ground, agriculture. When you say America man get money, not to book the gear money, now the farm then the gear money.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to CTV. You are now in Bo City, second city in Sierra Leone. I would like you to introduce yourself to the people watching you all the way from Nigeria, Ghana, and every other country where CTV is being broadcasted. So,
thank you very much. I'm Charles Francis Margai, leader of the People's Movement for Democratic Change and one of the presidential candidates in the pending elections. I'm a barrister at law.
And you have come to talk to your people about the election and how they should vote. But basically, from your words, I picked out some points. Election 2018. What is your vision for Sierra Leone?
Well, my vision for Sierra Leone is firstly to reconcile Sierra Leoneans, because politicians have in the past been divisive. And as the adage goes, together we stand, divided we fall. I think the time has come for us as Sierra Leoneans to speak with one voice, to speak as Sierra Leoneans, and to move this nation to where we want her to be.
We were in Liberia for the election that just passed, and it looks like it was going to be tough. But fortunately, it was a peaceful election. But now we are in Sierra Leone, and the noise in the country is critical. What can you tell us about the election in Sierra Leone and how it's going to be?
Well, I wish I could be very definitive. Unfortunately, I cannot, because no one knows what the other man is thinking. But we're all praying as Sierra Leoneans for a peaceful, violence-free elections, and we hope that those of us who are participants will talk to our supporters to comport themselves in the best way possible to ensure that we have a free, fair, democratic elections free from violence.
The people out there, the youth specifically, how are we preaching peace during the campaign towards the election?
Well, as far as Pmdc is concerned, we are appealing to them to be law-abiding and not to allow themselves to be dragged into any situation that might result in calamity to themselves or their parents, by staying away from drugs or resisting any temptation on the part of politicians for them to be involved in violence. Because at the end of the day, it is they who will bear the consequence.
You use the word "when I am elected." Others use the word "if I am elected." Could you please tell us why you chose to use that word?
The reason for that is that as Pmdc, we have assessed the views of the electorate. And I'm sure you have heard Sierra Leoneans referring to APC and SLPP as Alusain and Alasan, meaning that they are one and the same. And from what I have seen and heard, I have no doubt in my mind that Pmdc is going to win by 65% on the first ballot. But if in the unfortunate event that we should be in a runoff, certainly State House will be ours.
Sierra Leone is a country full of resources, and yet they depend on importation. When you are elected, as the word says, what are the 5 major things you think the people should expect from you as a manifesto?
Well, firstly, unifying Sierra Leoneans. Number 2, education for our people, including adult education for the elderly, because education is knowledge, knowledge is wealth. Thirdly, we should think of employment for our people by the introduction of mechanized farming, strengthening tourism and marine resources. Also, the health sector, and last but not least, the roads, electricity and good water supply. By that I mean pipe-borne water.
From the view of the campaign, we can see you have a peaceful campaign. We've been hearing of violence in other political parties during their campaign. It has been a violence-free campaign for your party. How have you been able to achieve that?
Well, it is very simple. As leader of the party, as you very well know, we ought to and should lead by example. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm law-abiding, and therefore my followers have to emulate my example. It is not surprising that since the existence of Pmdc, which is close to 12 years, we have never been found wanting in discipline or any conduct that should not be encouraged.
So finally, I want you to tell the people out there how they will be guided during the election, that there will not be an issue of election being rigged. What can you guide them with?
Well, firstly, we should be vigilant. We should be very particular in our observation. We have to have our eyes wide open and to ensure that we monitor every facet of the elections, because I personally, as leader of this party, do not trust the government, neither do I trust the SLPP. History teaches us about events of the past. We build the future based on the past and present, avoiding the mistakes of the past. In the past, we have seen how elections have been rigged, not only by APC but by SLPP. But this time round, we are appealing to them to be civil in their approach, let the people have a choice, and to exercise their franchise freely, without fear or intimidation.
So how will you convince the people to vote for your party and for you as a person?
Well, ocular demonstration needs no proof. I've been in legal practice for 46 years, and I spent 21 out of those 46 years here in Bo. They know me not just by name, they know me by character, and above all, I come from a home that is disciplined. My late uncle, Sir Milton Margai, ushered in independence in 1961. On his demise, my late father, who was a lawyer like me, Sir Albert, took over the reins of leadership in this country. And I'm sure those who were around will tell you that Sierra Leone was a different country, a blessed country, a country that was exporting rice, piassava, cocoa, cacao, coffee, etc., etc. And when I left here in 1964, to be precise, in August, that was the year and the month in which the LEONE was introduced into this country. I took a couple of LEONEs to England, and I went to encash them, and believe you me, the Leone was 4 shillings stronger than the pound.
Wow.
I don't
What's
know
wrong with
what
that?
in 64 August.
All right, we're gonna be finalizing this, but I would like you to personally talk to the people out there. What you're promising us concerning this election as a party when it comes to violence and participation.
Before appealing to the people, let me wish them the very best of luck in their endeavor to vote for a government of their choice. This time round, we should not vote based on color or party. Let us critically analyze the character of the aspirants and say to ourselves which of them is likely to take this country out of the quagmire. And I'm sure the answer will be none other than Charles Francis Margai of the Pmdc. And we promise the people of this country that whatever hopes and aspirations of theirs have been dashed in the past, we will resuscitate those and make them happy by God's grace.
Thank you very much, sir.
You are